Okay, my favorite tool right now is LinkedIn. If you're in the nonprofit world, which if you are listening to this show, I bet you are, LinkedIn for nonprofits is a game changer. Think free resources, exclusive discounts, tools designed just for you, all around hiring, donor outreach, building corporate partnership relationships, and building your dream community of supporters. And fun fact, 85% of nonprofit professionals say LinkedIn helps them reach their goals. So here's what I want you to do. Number one, follow me, Dana Snyder, on LinkedIn. I share monthly giving inspiration and nonprofit growth tips all the time. And follow LinkedIn for Nonprofits for the latest tools and strategies to grow your business page for your nonprofit and your personal account as well. Then head to nonprofit.linkedin.com to unlock your exclusive discounts and goodies. This podcast is proudly brought to you by LinkedIn for Nonprofits. Click the link in the show notes to learn more, and let's head into today's episode. In today's episode, I am taking you behind the scenes into the last group call I had in the 5th round of my monthly giving mastermind. This was the call where 5 organizations, we were wrapping up the mastermind. They're becoming alumni. Their monthly giving programs are live. And in the last month of my mastermind, we do a support call every single week. And so this was the final call with the Plenty, the Campers, the Cultivators, the Circle, and the Advocates. Those are the 5 names of the monthly giving programs that are now live. And I am so excited. This was such a fun round working with these organizations. And so I wanted you to hear how we wrap and the discussion and the support for one another. And my desire and what I'm planning to do is to bring back these organizations between 6 and 8 months from now and do a recap on where are they now. So here, where they are in the moment of just launching. One of them was about a week out from launching, what their goals are, what the mastermind experience was like. And I hope this really inspires you and gives you encouragement in building your own recurring giving program. So please give a virtual, audible round of applause for these 5 organizations and welcome into a mastermind call.
How can we sharpen how we tell our story? Who we are, what we do, why we do it, what's our niche? Like, we have a niche, let's lean into that. And this just really helped because, if we're going to be asking people to commit every month for years to come, we need to be able to tell that story really well.
Kathy. Okay, so I'm going to start off with you. So if you can start with, and I put the questions in the chat, but where is your monthly giving program, the Campers? Where is it at now? If you're open to sharing around the number of people you have, and in 6 to 8 months from now, where would you like the program to be?
So I think I'm just hovering under 500. Like, I'm almost at 500.
Woo-hoo. Amazing.
And where I hope to be in 6 months, oh my God, it's aspirational. I wish I could double that.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's probably not realistic.
Let's speak it into existence. You're going to have close in 6 to 8 months from now, you're going to have nearly 1,000 people in your monthly giving program. And don't say that that's outrageous, because if you think about it, you have an existing 500. If you ask that group, and let's say like 20% of them invite one friend, right? The way that I think about it is I math it out.
Okay.
If I was to ask my 500 donors, how many of them are engaged, right? The monthlies, to invite one friend to join, what does that create?
I guess it sounds scary to me because it's like, I feel like, because I'm in animal rescue, there's so many other options that are not breed specific that I feel like every one of my donors I worked really hard for because I'm not an all breed rescue group.
But that's okay. People love, like, specifically the breeds that you work with. So I think that's actually great that it's so niche down.
Okay.
Let that be a benefit, a pro, an amazing part about what you do and not a negative. I would totally flip that mindset around.
Well, and also the fact that we're probably one of the few rescues that go all in on major medical dogs. So that's another niche that sets my rescue apart from other animal rescue groups?
Yes. So Kathy and this is for listeners now listening, Camp Crocker Rescue. So you can check out the campers and I will link to it in the show notes. Kathy, what do you think for like this mastermind process? We're in our final wrap-up call. What's been the most helpful part of the mastermind process for you?
Before I started this mastermind, I felt like I was a good fundraiser because I was comparing myself to my peers in my community of animal rescue. I realized through this, I'm like, oh, I have a lot to learn. I've learned a lot from you. And
You are a good fundraiser, by the way.
well, I feel like prior to this, I didn't know what I didn't know. Does that make sense? And I had a lot of fear about asking for people to donate monthly, like a lot of fear. Like I felt like, how dare I? Who do I think I am? Like, so I'm getting over that fear, and I can't say I'm fully like, yeah, but I'm I'm working through the fear. I'm asking people to donate monthly. And then also just the tech part, I'm going to save so much money in long run of just the tech changes that I did with your guidance. Like,
and the growth of your platform going to the next level, huge.
Just the simple thing of moving my email, how I send out newsletters from MailChimp to Flowdesk. I haven't even started to learn all the things that Flowdesk can do. And the few things that I've learned, I'm like, oh my God, if I'd been doing this the whole time, I would have been more engaged. My donors would have felt like better engagement with me. And I also started doing this thing in my newsletters with Flowdesk. At the bottom, I set it up like a survey, and I have people say, hey, do you want more frequent follow-ups on a specific dog? And I list all of our current medical dogs. So like a lot of people are checking all of them. I'm like, oh, they want to hear more updates. I always felt like, oh, I emailed too much, or, I'm tiptoeing until like I don't want to bother people. People want updates on specific dogs. And that's another surprising thing. And
it lets you be able to personalize beyond a first name is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And then to be able to, now you could even have an option where it's like, tell me about all the dogs. It could be like Susie, Sally, whatever. And then like all the dogs. That's amazing. What are 3 next steps? I know you have a very long to-do list that we worked on last time. 2 to 3 things that you're working on for the continued growth of the campers.
The next 3 steps for continued growth. I need to learn more about the things that I'm using, like the Fundraise Up platform. I need to learn more of the tech stuff that's not second nature yet. And the same thing for Flowdesk. Also, I'm switching my website to another host because my website was a DIY one before. And so from your mastermind, I learned that it's time for me to modernize and upgrade and get a more efficient looking. I need to
You're on your way. And it's looking so good.
For me.
What would be, I think from you and like the launch document that we worked on, I think one super low hanging fruit, which we kind of just talked about, is reaching out to your existing monthly donors. Like just send an email list to that group and ask them to invite a friend and give them the link. Like simple. Remove like the tech complications. And it's like, what's the lowest hanging fruit? It's that. It's like you have, and the email acquisition series that we worked on, it's sending that out, right? That's how you just like start the growth, and all the tech stuff, yes, will happen.
Right. So I guess I'm a little afraid to ask my current monthly donors for another ask, like to do a thing, ask your friend to join, but I need to work through that.
Yes, we want to do that. Like if this is the one thing I can state, like I am a monthly donor to 5 organizations. I give more than just a monthly gift. Ella gives lots too. Yes. So your monthly donors are the ones that want to do the extra things. You just have to ask them. And instead of thinking about it and ask, you're giving them the opportunity to step further into the thing that makes them happy. Truly. So feel so good about giving them the opportunity to do that.
Okay. Honestly. I think that's just me. I need to just, I've always been like embarrassed. I've been embarrassed to ask. I've been embarrassed to ask. So I need to get better at that.
No, do not feel embarrassed ever. Like you're not forcing someone to donate to you. If they didn't want to, they wouldn't have done it in the first place. And if you look at your list, Kathy, think about how many have been doing it for years.
Right. Since
For years.
2011, 12,
And
13.
they are waiting. I promise you're not even asking them to give more. You're just asking them.
Never asked them to give more.
You're just asking them to share what you're a part of. Share that you're part of the campers. Do you have a friend that also has a dog that invite them into the program? You will be blown away. I promise you.
Okay.
You got this.
Okay.
I'm going to cherry pick over to Mark. Okay, Mark, you've done some really exciting stuff starting with your event. Will you share where is the Plenty now and where would you like it to be in 6 to 8 months from now?
Our total active recurring plans, we have 22 now, which is bringing in just over $1,000 a month, which is great.
Amazing. That was your goal you set out to do.
Yeah. So in the next 6 to 8 months, we want to get bigger. But also part of it is to live into some of the things we promised of making it a full-on community, really delivering on inviting people to cookouts and building those relationships. I think that's kind of an exciting part of it. Obviously, growth would be cool, but we really want to develop those relationships. It's kind of one of our things.
I love that.
But yeah, I mean, I would love to get that up to $2,000 a month and then to see where we can go from there. I think we can fairly easily do that.
Yes.
I mean, I can discuss that in question number 3.
I love this. What do you think has been the most helpful part of the mastermind process?
I think it's 2 overall things. One is it kind of forced my hand to actually dedicate time.
Yeah.
This is something that I knew was important for a long time. I've read about it. I've heard about it, how important recurring giving is, but in our day-to-day, we have a small staff, small organization. It never reached priority status, which is unfortunate. But we actually applied for a fairly large grant, and part of that we earmarked to build out a recurring giving program.
Which I love.
They were happy to do that.
So excited about it being used in this way.
Yeah. So we did that. Also asked them for matching funds for Giving Tuesday, and they were thrilled to help with sustainability and just long-term goals, which is great. I never really thought about asking to pay for recurring giving development before, but they said yes. So then I had to do it, which is great. So that's the first thing, just dedicating the time to it, having regular meetings with homework. And then the other thing is just, in the past, when I looked at doing this myself, it was just kind of overwhelming. There's things I don't know. There's things that I could learn, but it would take a long time. I tried and failed to do the pixel thing, and I don't know. Still don't really understand pixels and webhooks and all that, and that's fine. They're up and running. So just all that, all the people, the other organizations, the team, just everyone pitching in to make it work has been great.
Amazing. Thank you. What are the next 3 things that you're planning to do, 2 to 3 things for the continued growth to reach that 2,000 per month mark?
Well, one I already touched on is the really building those relationships, like doing the meetups, doing the custom emails for our Plenty members, things like that. But I am leaving in a couple of days to go to Spain. And when I get back, I plan on launching the donor acquisition email series.
Awesome.
So we haven't even done that yet. And that's a pretty big thing. And we've always had pretty good results on our emails. We have a solid open rate, click rate, all that. And we get a lot of responses. I sent out a little newsletter type thing and I got multiple responses, people just responding and talking and chatting about things that were in that.
I saw that email. It's so good.
Thank you.
From Chef Mark. Yeah. And I would say the biggest thing with the acquisition series is we obviously provide the templates for those, but make it in the same, obviously, brand voice, make it from you, make it feel personal. And I would you just had your event. I would make sure when you send that out to segment the groups, and you could have it start differently for people who purchase a ticket to that event and you can reference the fact that they were at that event, that they had a ticket to it. This is what we're all about. Versus for people who might have not attended that event, you can make it be a little bit more general. But I would definitely segment those out so that you can add that other element of personalization.
I mean, I think that could actually be my third next step, is that kind of thing. So that email that you saw was my first, what do you call it, a link action. So I had the little plenty graphic at the bottom, and it went to a segment. If people clicked on it and didn't sign up, then I moved them into a segment that showed they're interested in the plenty. So I've got like a warm audience.
Let's go, Mark.
So doing more of that, doing those customization things, and just making everything personal and tracking that, which will make it easier in the long run too.
Yes, definitely. I think something I'm actually going to, when we're like talking about this, I just had an episode go out with the education manager at Flowdesk. So if you want to listen to that episode, you can hear directly from Dawn. But something to your point is, I don't send a lot of emails that just go out to my like mass list outside of just a newsletter. Everything is very segment specific. So it'd be a couple hundred for me, a couple hundred contacts at a time, 70 people at a time, like based upon things that they have said through clicking on a link, like you just talked about, and being segmented that they said they were interested in. So I love that. Thank you.
Speaking of, we'll add a fourth. I applied for the Sales Navigator. Is that what it's called? On LinkedIn, and got it.
Oh my gosh. Yay. Congrats.
So
okay. That is LinkedIn, everybody. LinkedIn
I listen to your
Navigator.
LinkedIn podcast too. So moving right
on. Amazing. LinkedIn Sales Navigator is an amazing tool to be able to find new donors on that platform and who's connected to your organization already. Awesome. Did you end up contacting in the last call? Did you end up contacting a restaurant to do like the gift card promotion that we had talked about?
I have a stack right here.
Hey, look at that. Amazing.
So yes, that's part of the donor acquisition email will be those gift cards.
I love it. So good. Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome. Thank you.
When you think about LinkedIn, you think jobs, right? But if you're leading a nonprofit, LinkedIn is actually one of your best kept secrets for growing your mission. LinkedIn for Nonprofits offers a treasure trove of free resources and major discounts to help organizations just like yours use LinkedIn to find the right people, connect with donors, and rally a community around your cause. Click the link in the show notes to access these resources, or you can head to nonprofit.linkedin.com. And when you use these tools, they work. 85% of nonprofit professionals say LinkedIn helps them hit their goals. That is not just a coincidence. So whether you are trying to hire your next rockstar team member, creating a new partnership, or just trying to get your mission in front of the right people, LinkedIn is where it's happening. Again, you can unlock all the amazing tools and discounts designed specifically for you at nonprofit.linkedin.com. Click the link in the show notes because believe me, your future supporters are already there. It's just time to meet them. Ella, do you want to go?
Yes, I'm ready to go. Okay. I loved Kathy and Mark's answers.
I know, and I even love Kathy. I'm so excited for Mark's future too. And yes, Casey, I saw your note, Kathy. You are crushing it, Kathy. Ella, where is your monthly giving program currently? And where would you like to be in 6 to 8 months? Because I know right now we're pre-launch.
Yeah, we went from 500 to 22 to 3 pre-launch, which I am not ashamed of. I'm so proud to get those. We are a 2-person team, and we got these monthly donors with no marketing. And the reason I joined this mastermind was one of the donors, it was a former colleague. And when I started at this role, I just, asked, some friends and family, like, will you consider being a monthly donor? It really would mean a lot. And one of them answered out of an email to like 100 people. And he has been giving for over a year. And at his 1-year mark, he doubled his donation.
Oh, wow.
And And this is all organic, but it just has been like such a spark for me. He has his employer since day one match the donation, but they don't only match, they 3x every employee's donations. It's like an insane employee perk that I hope more organizations do. So I just was like so inspired by that. And I was like, okay, if I can do that without asking, with only asking once, I'm feeling really hopeful about, what's going to come when we launch next Wednesday, 7 days from now.
Yay! 1 week countdown.
Yeah.
So excited. You've done so much amazing work. What do you think has been the most helpful, beneficial part of being in the Mastermind group?
So much. I mean, I think more than anything, I want to echo the dedicated time and the inspiration and the support from the group. These have been really hopeful ideas for so long to actually not only be able to have you and the team show me that it's possible. Like, I think there was one meeting where you're like, in the next 30 minutes, we're going to do this. And I was like, that's impossible. And then we did it. And I was like, what? I was like, I don't understand. And so that when that kept happening every week, like when we just kept moving things forward and it felt less and less ambitious and more possible, that was just huge. I mean, I totally agree. Like just being able to automate things and have, real expert support on things that just felt so big and scary, coming in has been huge. And also like validating our messaging. Like one of our big goals as an organization this year, I mean, it's always a goal, but we have really of the top three, this is a top three goal, is like, how can we sharpen how we tell our story, who we are, what we do, why we do it, what's our niche? Like we have a niche, let's lean into that. And this just really helped because, if we're going to be asking people to commit every month for years to come, we need to be able to tell that story really well. So just having that real guidance and brainstorming and bounce back and literal redlining copy, it just was huge.
Yes. Literally the call in believer step 3, the messaging is huge. And I loved going through all of the emails. And I think there was one comment where you're like, thank you for making me tell my story here or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we forget sometimes
I know.
Those it seems, I think what happens is it seems like we've maybe told that story a bazillion times, but that's what matters the most. And so many people haven't heard it yet. And especially in these new welcome series that we're writing, it's like, we think we've talked about it till we're blue in the face, but the reality is that so many people haven't heard it yet in this manner. And your personal story is what connects people. And that's why literally one of those emails in the welcome series is the personal from the founder email. I know you have a lot of next steps that you're working on. Would you share a couple of them?
Yeah. I mean, we are a hyper local, it's a big county, but we're focused on one county. And what I've learned through our major donors is personalized outreach really is important. And so one of the first things that's going to happen for launch, even before the larger mass acquisition emails, sorry, not mass, I should say segmented very carefully and thoughtfully acquisition emails go out. I just want to do, a series, and I'm planning and just writing it out, actually writing the emails out this week and early next is just personal outreach to the donors that already give. And I think, to Kathy's fear before, I was really inspired by one of your former clients, Dana, sharing an email that she wrote in the Sustainers where she was like, it's sharing joy, because not only in asking them to invite a friend, which I almost kind of wonder if I should just start with asking them to increase by $3 or $7 or $10. And that was inspired by her sharing that she actually did it. And a lot of people signed up for that. And it's just, I just think it's just, there's a lot of data around, focusing more on retaining the donors you have rather than trying to bring in new donors. And so I want to lean into that and learn from it before we go too wide. And then I also, to that end, want to really lean into, our board has been incredible supporting us on major donor acquisition. And I want to also tie to our goals, really make sure that we are inviting new people in, and maybe not everyone can give thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, and celebrating the folks in their network and encouraging them to invite people in their network that want to give and support in another way. So I'm going to ask them each to invite 3 people. And then I'm also going to
little moves. And
yeah,
what that does is that gives momentum. And I actually like that you brought up I think that was Megan Walsh who had that email in the group. And that leads me back literally to everybody, but Kathy, you especially, where you might not need 500 more people. You just need those 500 to give $2 extra.
Right. Exactly.
And that's, if you stated in that way, where it's like $2 over a month, like could generate so much because you already have such a built-in group, and they will do it if you ask. Anyways, Ella. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you have 500 before launching this, now you have so much more firepower behind you to get even more. It's awesome. Yeah. And then the final thing, I think you said 3 steps. Another thing I was inspired by from the Giving Summit, because I'm all Dana all year, clearly. One of the panelists talked about how they invested time into changing the automated thank you notes that go when everyone gives a gift, and telling a story and using that as a chance to not just have it be a tax receipt, but actually tell a story of impact, because we're going to have our welcome series and we're going to have acquisition series. But I just feel like that's another chance for engagement that's unexpected. Like I do monthly giving, I donate, to organizations. And I just love that would be automated, and that I could just switch it out for all of our campaigns, not only monthly giving. And so that's something I just we have so many stories already I can pull from, and then, hopefully can keep up a cadence where that's switching monthly as well. So
love that. Yeah. And what she's referencing is in the receipts that people
in the receipts,
at the bottom. Yeah. Yeah. Love that. So good.
I'm terrified and excited.
I am so excited to see what happens in just even a month, not even 6 months from now, but just a month from now, and follow your story. Thank you, Ella.
Thank you.
Casey, do you want to go with your sweet babe? Where is your monthly giving program currently at, Casey? And what are you most looking forward to?
So we have 5 people, including 2 that have signed up since we put the page live, and we don't know where they came from.
Love that.
And that was interesting. It doesn't look like they came from the Facebook ads, so I don't know where it came from or how they know about it. So there's 2 mysterious people that signed up without us even launching yet. So that's cool.
They might have come from the ads, because sometimes the pixel literally just can't track because of people's privacy settings.
Okay. One seems to be my pediatrician from when I was a kid, but I don't know if it's the same name or which would be funny if he got served the ad, because he's in Vermont and our work is in California, but I don't know. So that's been exciting. And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Which I actually think I want to lean on that for a second. So I think some of you are hyper-focused, like Mark, you're in Sandburg. I think people who don't necessarily live in the area, but they're passionate about the mission, or they've visited there, or they used to be from there, or they have family there, don't think that you should exclude asking certain people or reaching out if they don't necessarily live right in your area, or that they won't care about the work that you do because they're not there. I think that's, again, another mindset shift to overcome, especially when COVID happened and people moved all over the place. And so I still love organizations based in Los Angeles, even though now I live in Atlanta. So just something to think about. Cultivators. Okay. So you had how many years? 5? Is there 5 now?
We have 5 now, and 2 have come since we put up Cultivators webpage. 2 have actually joined the Cultivators, even though the Cultivators isn't live yet.
Awesome. Love that. I think the ads will work even better too. I know right now it's just the warm audience, but if you can expand that and you do that the audience from the previous one, then you'll get that outside of just your space. But so no emails have gone out or anything yet?
No, nothing's gone out. We haven't even told anybody. So it must be just from the Facebook ad, or I guess it must be from the Facebook ad.
And from the ones I saw through, were they $50 ones?
Yeah.
Amazing. That's great. Yeah. Huge. Congratulations. When you are ready to go out there and do the launch, what are the next couple steps that the team's working on?
Meeting with the board, our acquisition series emails, and PR.
Awesome. What are you asking of the board?
I'm going to ask them to do the LinkedIn posts. I'm going to ask them, we asked all of our staff to think of like 10 people that they would share this with. So I'll do the same for the board. I think that's it.
Awesome. Yeah, just the networking. That's amazing. And I know you're joining us all the way from Italy. How has the mastermind process been for you? What's been the most helpful?
It's been great. I think the most help has been all the individualized support, and then also having most of the work that I would have done, such as like writing the landing page, the design, all of that done for us. I think that was like a big draw for me, because I've always wanted to do a monthly giving program, but having someone, to really guide me was key, and do a lot of the work that takes a long time.
Yes. Yeah. We just keep the momentum moving. Amazing. And actually, you brought up LinkedIn. So this would be a really great thing, actually, for all of you to work on. So we've talked about what we're asking of board and of donors, but all of you individually in the Google Drive folder, there are two, and actually, I'm going to link them really quick. There are two LinkedIn templates for you specifically to craft, to share on your own LinkedIn channels about the launch, the relaunch of the program, to share with people. And so I think I shared this, I don't know if this was in the last call or maybe a couple calls ago, but there was an ED who had shared on LinkedIn about a new monthly donor that came on, and she had tagged that person. Obviously, she had her permission to do that. And because of her sharing that, the person who was tagged, 3 new donors came because they saw that their friend had given to that organization. So the ripple effect is amazing. So don't discount you sharing your experience. And so I think actually it's in your workbook templates. One of them is the personal story about the organization, why you're a part of it. The second one is taking them literally behind this process. So this is the one that starts with like, I'm buzzing with excitement to share something we've been working on behind the scenes for the past 4 months through the Mastermind program. Obviously, feel free to customize this. My recommendation, honestly, is if you're feeling a little bit even tongue-tied with the templates, is copy and paste them into ChatGPT and literally say like, this is the organization. This is a little bit about, give it some context and be like, use this template to customize this for me and my personal role in the organization, and see what it spits out for you. That maybe helps you give a starting point, tell it what kind of tone you want it to have. But I would get these out sooner than later, even if you're not like formally launching. It's the like sneak behind the scenes of what you've personally been working on from like a thought leadership standpoint. Yeah. And Kathy, spend more time on LinkedIn. Yes. It's an amazing, amazing platform for connections.
I'm really excited to post. And also, when everyone else posts, send it to me and I'll comment and celebrate so that it can help spread the cross-country reach.
Yes. Yes. Tag me too. Of course, I will engage. Yes. Make sure to tag me, tag each other. I will do, with all of your permission. Are you okay if I share? Ella, is your site shareable yet?
No, but on next Wednesday will be.
Okay. So I'll wait until next week. And then are you okay with me? I'll shout out each of you with the links to your sites.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Amazing.
That would be awesome.
Amazing. If you are still dreaming about building your monthly giving program or refreshing one that you have because it feels static and you're not getting a lot of attraction for new recurring supporters, applications are open for my summer monthly giving mastermind. It starts in July. You can go to positiveequation.com/mastermind. And there are 4 spots open. It is a done with you experience. You'll walk away with your program name, a completely built out for you landing page with copy, a launch strategy, emails, ads, a video, expert guidance all along the way, a creative team, and 4 amazing peers building right alongside you. We do this together. You can learn more, get all of the details, what we go through each month. It's my 5-step framework done essentially for you. Go to positiveequation.com/mastermind to join the summer group that starts in July. Leslie, Kimberly, Khadijah, do you all three want to share together?
I will yield to Khadijah.
All right, Khadijah, we'll start with you. What was the monthly giving program like before? And where is the Advocates now? Well, I guess the Advocates was created. So maybe talk about what was happening before and then where you're at now.
Yeah, before we never asked people to give. Every once in a while we would have a section in our newsletter, but we never really built out a program. We would try to do a campaign for Giving Tuesday. That was pretty much it. But I think that it was nice for the mastermind to help us create a giving program where we have like a whole website dedicated to it. And then we have our why really fleshed out. And I love the email series, and the templates were super helpful. And so I just think that it was just great that you guys held our hands throughout the process, gave us the resources. And I think we have a better understanding of why it's important for others to give. We have 3 donors now. They're on our board, but I think once we get our ads up and going, we did create the Facebook page.
Awesome.
The other Facebook page. Once we get our ads going and continue to send in our newsletters, I know Leslie has been networking a lot. So just, asking people if they will be willing to give, or maybe if their company will be able to give something would be great.
Yes. And anytime you guys do a lot of workshops and speaking engagements, it's just sharing the advocates with people, leaving it in their hands to be able to take the next step and open the opportunity to support you in that way. And I think anytime that you're out doing tabling or leading those workshops or meeting with people or meeting with doctors, it's something that you can easily bring up in conversation as an entry-level way for somebody to get started with the organization. I know you've been meeting the 3 of you recently. What are some next steps that you have to really build up the monthly giving program?
The Facebook ads, and also we're going to do I think we said a Mother's Day newsletter. We also talked about, let me see what the notes. Yeah, an email for the newsletter, social media posts.
We'd also talked about getting the board to host events at their homes in our last call, Kimberly.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I missed the last call.
Yeah, the last call we did speak about us getting the board involved, and like you just mentioned earlier about getting the board to ask different people, not to bombard a lot of people. I think our issue is just asking, just tell them. I don't know. I think we're afraid to ask people for money because we fear of the no. We anticipate a no instead of a yes. But we're going to work on this. And we're going to stay program up and running, which is a great start. I'm going to utilize all the holidays that you mentioned in the last call, because it's a good time. We think stuff is off limits, but it's really not. Even summertime. Yeah, you mentioned that too. This has all been new, of course, and it's very enlightening. I've been encouraged and never thought about a giving program like anything like this before. And thank you, Dana. Didn't know what to expect when we were chosen. It's been an experience, unbelievable experience, I would say the least.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, anybody who gets this opportunity will be a wow. If you're already in the monthly giving space, hats off to you, because I had no idea. None whatsoever. Yes.
You all have such potential. And I think that the feeling of the ask, it's so interesting, because when you think about, especially your board. So if we think about the board, your board said yes to be on a board because they believe in what you're doing. And in coming with that, they know that the only way to do the work that you do comes with funding. And so they need to help be a part of making that possible. And then outside of that, just your everyday supporters, again, same thing. They believe in the really important work that you're doing in supporting maternal health care for Black mothers and families. They're going to want to be down for the count to change that systemic problem that's happening. Like, how do we fix this? Oh, you have the knowledge and the resources in this workshop, and you've already put it together. Great. I can't do that. I don't have the knowledge to do that. You do. So I will fuel you by giving you what I can, which is a donation. Actually, I wanted to share with all of you. So there was I just happened to stumble upon it on Instagram. There was a video posted by the ACLU, and I give to them monthly. And it was just a video talking about the work that they're currently doing. And I don't know who this person is. This is a random Instagram comment, but they said, and this is why, even when the budget is tight, I never miss a monthly contribution. You guys are truly awe-inspiring. Thank you for your expertise, your morality, and determination. And that is for every single one of you. Your monthly donors, you might not be hearing it, but man, are we all believing in it. And you are doing the hardest work, and that is the programming that you're running. And if donors are asked, if they get the opportunity to be asked to support you in that way, that's our role. It's just being like, we're here. Like, you just got to let them know you're here. You're here. And these are the ways that we would love to help you support us. I just thought that was so cool. And then right below that, the comment was this: donating to the ACLU is one of the fastest ways to help in the fight. Many thanks to them for doing the heavy lifting they're doing. And then I commented to that person, like, that's what it's all about. And so believe in yourself in making these asks. So I just want to say, like, when you're starting at ground zero, you're doing the hard work that's so necessary. There are people that want to believe you. And to Ella's point earlier about really fine tuning that messaging that we work on, that's what allows you to like find those people. And that's why, like, Kimberly, Khadijah, Leslie, when I talk about Mother's Day, and that is so like what your cause is focused on, is supporting moms and their health and having advocacy, is it's such a perfect alignment in time where people are out buying flowers and gifts for their mom, their daughters, their grandmas on this day, their sisters. And what is a better way than literally saying, I made a monthly contribution on your behalf, like, to this organization that's doing this work, over giving them flowers that are going to die in like a week. So anyways, just like always think about that. So I love that so many of you have talked about the difficulty of making the ask of a monthly gift. Thank you all so much for doing that. And this has been, literally, this is my favorite thing to do. My biggest thing, like literally as we all wrap, and we've been sharing these like next step with one another, is make the ask. Make the asks. Do it consistently, do it frequently. Think about all the ways that you can integrate your monthly giving into the events that you have, into a speaking thing you have, into a podcast you're asked to be on, like literally all the ways.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of Missions to Movements. If you enjoyed our conversation and found it helpful, I would love for you to take a moment to leave a review wherever you're listening. Your feedback helps us reach more change makers like you and continue bringing impactful stories and strategies to the show. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button too, so you'll never miss an episode. And until next time, keep turning your mission into a movement. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I hope it was helpful and valuable to you. And I wanted to let you know my signature program, the Monthly Giving Mastermind, applications are open for the 6th round that will start in July. If you are someone that wants to increase your monthly recurring donations, but just have not had the time, the bandwidth, the people around you to do it, this is the opportunity. You can head to positiveequation.com/mastermind to learn all the details. I have a video that breaks it down. I showcase what we're going over every month. It essentially takes the 5-step framework that I teach in my book and puts it into practice that we do for you. So head to positiveequation.com/mastermind to learn more and apply.